Hey guys, I am doing everybody a huge ass solid, and I am making a tutorial on something I cannot find for Unity or C Sharp anywhere on the internet. I don't know if just wasn't looking hard enough, but I cannot find this at all on YouTube. So I'm going to be the first guy on YouTube to make this tutorial. Um, this tutorial is based on a scene checkpoint system. So if you play a game where you have every level as an individual scene and you want to load those checkpoints, then this is the video for you. So I've already built this out of some trial and error because, like I said, I couldn't find a tutorial, so I figured out how to do it myself. And it's not super complicated. It didn't take me too long to figure this out, but these are the things you're going to need to do. So one, you're going to have to make some static booleans because you need these to carry true and false no matter the instance. See, I need this level manager to destroy itself every game because it's attached to the block counter. And if my block counter is 0 on the start of Awake, then it'll just keep loading the next levels. And I don't want that. So, now I could fix this by just going to block counter and making the count system on Awake, but I'm going to be adding some extra things right now for checking on the Awake function if blocks are have certain types. Like as you'll see by this level and my boss level, I have some moving parts, and I'm going to get a little bit more advanced in that and have on trigger events to where certain blocks can only be destroyed if there's a trigger active. And so because I'm going to get more complicated as the game gets more progressive, I want to be able to save the way it is right now, just in case I need to change anything, something comes up. So make static booleans. I thought of doing it this way by having campaigns, checking which campaign it is, and then which checkpoint. So this way I can have only a set amount of checkpoints, one through, I'll probably make a fifth one, and then make a new campaign for however many campaigns I end up having. So the way that this is super easy to do is you need to make a scene checker, and to do that you need to go to Unity Engine and you need to put in using Unity Engine Scene Management. It's in the index, so it's not it. That's how I was able to figure out how to use it. I just went into the index and went through Unity's profile for C Sharp, and I found scene management, and I was like, that's probably what I need. So once you have that, you're going to need to use two new properties, which is going to have to be, um, which is going to have to be scene, and then you're going to have to name it current scene, and that is going to equal the scene manager, get the active scene, so which one you're using right now. And then you're going to have to come up with a string, which will be a set of numbers or letters, and then you need to go into scene name, and you're going to have to make it equal current scene dot name, because you created the current scene and that's telling you what the active scene is, and then you're getting the string of what the name of that scene is. And then you do some comparisons. If the scene name is equal to Blaster Game, which is the very first level, then is campaign 1 equals true, and checkpoint 1 is true. And then I have a whole bunch of debugs that I made because, like I said, I had to figure this out from scratch, so I just kept making debug. And eventually I got it all working perfect. So then, once you finally reach level 4, I want is campaign 1 to equal true. Now, if the normal player is playing this since level 1, you do not need this. But if you're testing your own scenes, and you're going to be doing the system the way that I'm showing you, you're going to have to put that there because it will check the campaign first, and then what checkpoint in the campaign is currently being used. So if the campaign isn't equal to true, then it'll skip it, and then it won't load any level because it won't think there's a level that matches. And then you're going to equal checkpoint is 2 is also going to equal true. So this is just the debug, which you should, if you want, you can pause the video and copy that, so you can debug this yourself if you want. And now we're going to move on to the actual checkpoint system. So I'm adding this for the button, for the retry button. And right now it needs to be public, so this way anything can reach it, especially animators or buttons. So you make it a public void, and you name it checkpoint, which is just whatever, what I came up with. And then it's going to say if is campaign 1 equals to false, then it will turn, it does nothing, because what's the point of it keep running itself? And then if campaign is equal to true, if check, now this is the way you have to order it before I get ahead of myself. If I had checkpoint campaign 5, I have to list that first, because I can explicitly make it to where once a level's reached, it will trigger it as false, but I don't want to do that, because after I finish the first campaign, which I'll probably finish in a day or two, I'm going to add a map system, and this map system is going to be in the level manager, and will check which campaigns and which checkpoints have been reached, so this way you can go back and replay a level. The reason is I'm thinking about making a shop where you can upgrade your things, and you do that just by grinding out extra levels. It's a little bit hard to do that in a brick system, so I might not. I might just make it to where there's just like add more power-ups, and later bricks give more power-ups, and you can get health back easier later, because I've made this game quite hard, and even this first boss in the first campaign is actually pretty hard for me to beat. And I don't want to make it too unfair but too easy either, so I got to keep debugging to see exactly how hard I'm going to make it. So when you make the checkpoint system, like I said, make sure that the highest campaign and the highest checkpoint is first, because if you want to leave them all true, then whatever the first thing true that it's going to run, that's what it's going to execute, and then you're done. Right? Because this isn't an update, this is a single check system. So definitely do highest to lowest, not lowest to highest. I repeat, highest to lowest, not lowest to highest. So right now I have it, if campaign 1 is true, then it's going to check the highest one that I've implemented, which is just checkpoint 2. And then it's going to check, and if it is true, then it's going to fill all the health in my lose collider, and then it will commit the application when load the level by the tag or string of Blaster Game level 4. Else if check, so if this is false, then obviously it'll skip that, and it says else if checkpoint 1 is true, which obviously it will be if you started the game, and then it will be load level Blaster Game, and we'll load this. And as you can see, that's not super hard, but I know a lot of people that have asked this question on Unity. I wasn't quite sure how to do it. I had an idea with using static booleans because I have programming experience, but I wasn't quite sure how I was going to implement it. And you have to do comparatives and not equals, because if you do equals, then they will always be true. And it's here. I mean, that one doesn't matter because it will always be true because you first started the level. But yeah, so you have to do comparisons instead of actual equals with booleans. That gets a little confusing, but yeah, you have to you have to do it that way, or it will just keep running through the script repeatedly. So you have to do comparison, comparison, comparison. But yeah, so and then like here, this is where I messed up. If visible cursor is equal to false, then, but if it's equal to true, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty easy. I set this as another boolean to check for levels. So this way, those once you click in a level, it just turns off the cursor. So that way, you don't have to follow your cursor and it confuses you. So yeah, let's give this a little rundown quick. So I'm saving it. I'm playing. I'm just gonna let myself lose. I know my art skills aren't the greatest, but I was a programmer first, and now I'm trying to learn art so I can save money. And I mean, I don't think it's too bad, but obviously it'll get better over the months. So as you can see, I'm getting all my debugs, and it said, see, checkpoint 2 is saved, and it says currently on campaign 1. So if I replay, boom, debug works, and it's playing. So let's check it from level 1. let's go back to, let's clear the debug, go to the first level, right? Now let's make sure it works. Like I said, I've already programmed this and tested it, but I'm just showing you guys that it works. So it's debugging, currently on campaign 1, and retry. Where does it bring us? Level 1. And this is the first background I drew, so obviously it's kind of shitty. I just, what the hell? Oh, that's why. Oh, God, it's a little confusing to have it like that. So yeah, I mean, this is the 10-minute easy tutorial on how to do checkpoints with scene management. Most people know how to do it within a scene, which is you just assign game objects. It's really easy to do it that way. But a lot of people don't seem to teach people how to do it through checkpoints, and it's through scenes. And now that I've done it, my logic was right, and it's literally just based off of static booleans. If you don't have a static, if you don't know about those, well, now you do. And yeah, I think that's about it. If you guys want to see programming tutorials regularly or game development updates or even gameplay, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you guys patron to me because if I get money on that, it allows me to take more time for this. And if not, I can't do it as much. And, it's not like I'm talentless, so hopefully you find it in your heart to give me $1 or more in Patreon and enjoy my awesome skills in programming and art on a regular basis. Come on, guys. I love you. Please. All right. All right. I guess this is it. I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.